I was just listening to Michael Jackson the other day, and it brought up a interesting topic in my head. You know, um, I might be a wrestling fan and an NBA fan, but I was always a big fan of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was. I would put him in my list of favorite um activities that I like to do. I would put Michael Jackson right up there with wrestling and NBA. I don't share that a lot, but um, to this day, I am still the world's most biggest Michael Jackson addict ever, even though he gone. So, I want to share a quick story with YouTube because back in 2009, I wasn't on YouTube when Michael Jackson first died, and I wasn't really able to give my thoughts and my feelings on his passing, and how I felt that day when I found out Michael Jackson had died. So I'm gonna tell you the story about what I was doing and how I felt as a Michael Jackson fan because I was not on YouTube. I wasn't on the internet, and if I had been on YouTube back then, I probably would have made a video. So I'll tell you how I felt that June 25th day when I first got the news about Michael Jackson. And I really felt really sad. You know, so I'm gonna tell you that story. So that day I was just doing my regular routine, playing the game, watching TV, watching soap operas with my sister, and we was downstairs, and then the news came on, and it was like Michael Jackson had it's cardiac arrest. I was like, no, he ain't, man. I was like, Michael Jackson's gonna pull it through. And I was like sitting there, man. I was like I had lost my brother. My brother was in the hospital because all of us grew up with Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And I was just sitting there like really in shock, like what's really happening to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, oh God, this can't be happening. So I flipped on 106 and Park, and I saw Terrence and Roxy. They was all nervous and stuff, man. Like they hadn't got the news yet. They was talking to the people in the audience. Talking about they was sending prayers out to the Jackson family. So I flipped back on CNN, and um, the first time that I heard that he died was from CNN. And CNN was like, we have started a report that the king of pop, Michael Jackson, has died. So I'm on my blue crate, right? It was a blue crate that you get from the grocery store. My sister making phone calls. I just sit there with my head down and like a tear just rolled down my face, man. I was like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I had a moment. I had really had a sad moment that June 25th, 2009 day. I just sit in the corner by myself and I cry, because I was a big, huge Michael Jackson fan. I really, really admired Michael Jackson. When I was 4 years old, I would dance to Smooth Criminal. Me and my sister would get together and we would reenact Smooth Criminal, that whole video. So I'm watching Terrence and Roxy on 106 and Park, and they broke the news, man. It was like Michael Jackson has passed away. I was like, oh my God. I just took a moment in in my in my heart. It was a sad moment for me because as a fan, as a child, man, I didn't see Michael Jackson back in the 70s or in the early 80s. I was born in 1986, right around the time he was doing the bad thing. So I really didn't get to know Michael Jackson until I was like maybe 3, 4 years old. But that moment, man, it was tough, and that 2009, that week that it all happened, man, it was like everything was Michael Mania. It's like Michael was taking over the TVs for real. You know what I'm saying? But to this day, I still miss Michael Jackson. Now, you can't name me one person that don't miss Michael Jackson. Everybody miss him. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'd just take this time out to share this story with y'all because I was just listening to Michael Jackson the other day, and I just thought I'd make a video about him. To this day, I don't care if it's 4 years later, I will always miss the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. But that after Michael Jackson died, maybe like a month later, I went Michael Jackson crazy. It was like, okay, like after June 25th, I had got paid, and I went and got Michael Jackson CDs. I went and got books. I went and got I went and got the Thriller album. I went and got the Bad album. I went and got all of them. I spent my whole earns money on Michael Jackson stuff, and I was dancing to his music in my kitchen. I wouldn't stop talking about him. I was YouTubing. I was finding all old sorts of videos and stuff. It was just, man, I was that 2009 year. I went into a Michael Jackson frenzy. No joke, man. I was Michael Jackson mania that year, man, and it lasted for like 3 years. Man, I would record myself dancing to him on my video camera. And you know what I'm saying? I was buying Moonwalker, man. That was just everything, man. But anyway, Michael Jackson was in his prime before everything started happening to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the man. He was the best player in the game, man. If you go back to the '80s, man, Michael Jackson was the man in the '80s. Could nobody stop Michael Jackson, man? Could nobody stop him? He was on top of his A game. That's when I liked the Michael the most. And when he was doing that victory tour, and then did that bad tour, man, Michael Jackson was off the charts, man. And then nobody had talent like Michael Jackson. His brothers can sit up there and profit off his money and say that everything revolved around Tito, Jackie, and Jermaine and Marlon. But without Michael Jackson, there would be no Jackson 5. And that pisses me off that every time these motherfuckers get on stage, they gotta make it all about them and not Michael. We know Michael gone. We know Michael ain't coming back, but show the man some respect, man. You know what I'm saying? Show this dude some respect. Michael Jackson was the man. And can't nobody argue that. Can't nobody argue that Michael Jackson was not the man. Michael Jackson had problems in his life. Michael Jackson had a lot of problems. But can nobody stop Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson was on his A game? And that's the truth. When Michael Jackson got up on that stage, you better sit your tail down and watch Michael Jackson moonwalk. You know what I'm saying? And then to this day, I love watching Michael Jackson on stage. Those videos. I collected a lot of Michael Jackson stuff. I got Michael Jackson CDs. I got a lot of stuff in my closet. Because ain't nobody gonna take that away from me. Ain't nobody gonna take how I feel about Michael Jackson away. Some people can criticize me. I got criticized so much by my friends, and that really hurt my feelings. Like for real, like by my friends when he first died, I was really really into Michael Jackson. They was like, "Why you like him for? Why you want to sit up there and listen to him? Why you putting him on your Facebook page?" You know what I said? Because I want to. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to put him on my Facebook page. They was going around talking about me and stuff, talking about you always listening to Michael Jackson. You what with Michael? Man, I was like, why y'all got so much of a problem with me liking what I like? You know what I'm saying? Them ain't friends. You know what I'm saying? They talked about me from behind my back. Cause look, okay, let me tell y'all something. When I was over my friend's house, right, I had brought up Michael Jackson name. I said something about Michael Jackson, and then my friend go, Man, why you always talking about Michael Jackson? Because the fuck I want to. You know what I'm saying? That was my role model. Michael Jackson will always be my role model. I might like NBA basketball and I might like wrestling. Used to. But Michael Jackson will always be the man in my heart. Always be the man in my heart. Even in death, he'll be the man in my heart. Michael Jackson was the best ever. When he laced them, put on them, those, those, those clothes and those outfits to dance and sing for us. Michael Jackson was the man. He was the ER of the music industry. The greatest entertainer of all time. And when we lost him, we lost music forever. You know what I'm saying? We lost something that we can never get back. You know, today in 2013, in November, I sit here and say I still miss Michael Jackson. After all these years, I still miss the King of Pop because he was one of a kind. He was one of a kind. He was electrifying. He was awesome. And sometimes I just felt sorry for Michael, because of the stuff he went through in his life, and I can relate to him, because I felt sad about some things when I was growing up and going to school and being criticized. Man, I was never appreciated by people. That's how I felt in my heart back then when I was a child. But my family loved me, but in the schooling world, it was tough. And sometimes I would just listen to a Michael Jackson song and just get motivated by it, get motivated out by that song. Just, it was a sadness that comes over me every time that I listen to a song of his because I know what kind of problems I had with being sad. You know what I'm saying? And I just realized that he is in a better place right now. We don't know that, but Michael Jackson will always be the man in my heart. He was the ERP of the music industry. He put videos on the map. He did it all. You know what I'm saying? He did it all, and I will always uh, miss him. To this very day in 2013 from 2009 when he first left us. I will always miss Michael Joseph Jackson.